Hi everybody and welcome to the channel. I'm sorry we're indoors. We did want to do this video outside. Unfortunately, since they decided to do this video outside, it's done nothing but rain. So we'll do the video inside. Today we are going to talk about and reveal the Suzuki GSXS1000 GT, 1 year ownership, 3,500 miles and the second service. So if that interests you, stay tuned. And there's a couple of updates as well. Okay, so basically we have now owned the red GSXS1000 GT for 1 year, just slightly over 1 year. And in that ownership, the bike has been, well, it's been faultless, to be fair. It acquired the hot start rattle, which some suffer, some don't. Unfortunately, mine did. So quite early on, it acquired this hot start rattle, and I felt it got louder after its first service. So obviously the running urn oil came out, and then they put in normal semi-synthetic. So let's go down the hot start rattle. What happens is you basically start up in the morning, absolutely fine, quiet as a mouse, go out for a ride. You can either pull into a petrol station, you can either stop for a 20 minutes break for a coffee or a half-hour break or whatever. When you come back to the bike and start it up, it clatters. It's the only way I can describe it. It's a loud rattle. Sometimes, depending on the weather, if it's very hot, it sounds like somebody's chucked a bunch of screws and bolts in there. Usually this dissipates within a few seconds to, you know, it seems if you pull straight off, you know, it's not too bad, and it disappears. So what I did was, obviously I complained to my Suzuki dealer, and they brought it in, they took it in, and they did all the valve clearances, which is not them saying it's Suzuki saying that's what you need to do, and that's what they did. But while it was there, I had fully synthetic oil put in it. When it came out, it was still kind of there, but it was very, very less noticeable. Unfortunately, I'm quite mechanically minded, so for me it was offensive. To some people it might not matter. I did if you look back on the videos, there's a video about it, and you know, went into quite a lot of detail. So for me, the bike, although it's been faultless in itself, that is an issue. Now, a lot of the time, you know, you've got 7 years warranty. If anything goes wrong, you know, they will repair it, replace it, whatever, as long as you've got the full warranty and service history. So we've travelled 3,500 miles on the bike, 3,500 great miles. We've really enjoyed them. It's been a lovely bike to ride. Both me and Tez have thoroughly enjoyed being on the bike. So as you all know as well, tyres was a thing for me. And it's, you know, even now I'm still watching other YouTubers and plenty of you know, seasoned riders that are getting on the GT and the GX and saying, oh, Suzuki, why have you put these tyres on it? There's no feel in them at all. I'm not saying they're dangerous at all. All I'm saying is there's no feel for me. Yeah, so I took the Dunlops off and I put the Michelin Road 6s on, and I did it. This is my second GT. So the first one, I had a blue one. We ran it in on the tyres, the Dunlops. Went with everybody's advice, put the Road 6s on that, and didn't even take this one out the showroom. Had the Road 6s put on it straight away. The Road 6s transform the bike, but it's not just the Road 6s. I've read and watched people with Metzlers, Bridgestones, Pirellis. They all say the same. They've completely transformed the bike. It seems like it's the Dunlops that have no feel in them, and everybody's a little bit, you know, there's no feeling of when you're near the edge or anything. So, you know, so yeah, so I changed over to the Michelin Road 6s, and To be honest with you, they're hardly touched. In 3,500 miles, there's virtually, you can't tell they've done 3,500 miles. They're very, very good. So I've seen a lot of reports of people getting sort of 8,000, 9,000 miles out of them. I think that's going to be, you know, pretty much on the button. We are 2-up nearly all the time we go out. So I would imagine that 2-up, you're going to get at least 8,000 out of them. Between 7 and 8 anyway, which I don't think is too bad when you think 350 quid a set for 8,000 miles. So I would recommend anybody change the tyres. We did it. We've had, again, a year on the bike and it's been absolutely superb. So it went in for its second service last week, and that's how long I've been waiting to do this. It went in and it didn't have everything that the second service would require because I hadn't done the mileage. They say that the spark plugs weren't changing and other things weren't changing at about 7,500 miles. Well, like I say, I've done 3,500. So it basically had oils and filters and a general check over, and obviously chain cleaned and redone and what have you. It went into 2 wheels again, 2-wheel centre, and they did a fabulous job. It's come out. However, the hot start rattle has become louder again. Now, whether it's down to the oil, I don't know. However, because it's become more prominent, and because it's not seems to be fading away now, we've noticed it tends to be when you're on idle. As soon as you let the clutch out, then it quietens down. So I'm going to tell you a little bit of information that the 2-wheel centre in Mansfield told me. They had their first GT bike that was sold by them in 2022 got sold to a riding instructor. Obviously that bike is going to get used. They've had the bike back. The riding instructor has been quite firm about it. You know, it's not right, it shouldn't be like this, so what's going off? So they've had the bike back, and what they've done is they did the valve timing first, didn't work. They did the cam chain and the cam chain tensioners, didn't work. Did the cam sprockets, didn't work. And basically all that side of the engine they have replaced, and it's still exactly the same as it was. So nothing down there has altered it in any way, shape or form. I know it sounds like it's coming from the right hand side of the engine, but if it was the clutch basket, you know, if there's just a bit of looseness playing there or something, just food for thought for you. I don't know, I'm just surmising. It just seems a bit strange. As soon as you load up the engine, it quietens down. So there's something there, you know. With the clutch in, it's rattly, a bit rattly. As soon as you let the clutch out, as soon as you get up to like your biting point, as you're pulling away, engine completely silent. So bit of food for thought for you there. I cannot cope with hot start rattle, I will be honest with you, and because of that the bike is going. There'll be a new reveal of what we're buying. But I think I've given Suzuki enough options to try and sort it. However, it's my DNA won't let me deal with it. Now, it could be just down to a clutch basket, and if so, it could be a simple thing as just, you need a new clutch basket in it. It's just weird that some do, some don't. So my honest sum up for this last year is the bike has been lovely. Absolutely lovely to ride, loved it. It's comfortable to a point, you know. I mean, I'm not talking about, we haven't done any continental tours or anything, but we have done some, 300 plus days on it, and to be fair to it, don't get me wrong, we were achy at the end of it, but we were able to do it, and we have had an absolutely fantastic time. We've found roads I wouldn't have found if it had been a sports bike. We've gone down roads with grass in the middle. If you've been watching the videos, you'll have seen them. We found some lovely places, and the bike has ridden beautifully. Never let us down. I do have it on a charger all the time, an optimizer all the time, but I still don't think there would be an issue with it. Friend of mine, he's got a KTM, and he leaves it for a fortnight and it won't start. Battery's flat. Although I have told him to put it on a charger, an optimizer. And another one, a Ducati, same thing. Leave it for 2-3 weeks, won't start. So they're both brand new bikes, so you would expect them to, not be going flat. However, they have got tech on them. They've got trackers on them. They've got things like that, which I know do drain your battery. So I would have thought if you're going to have trackers and alarms and things, you would automatically put an optimizer on. But yeah, the GT's been bob on. Literally, I mean, we've left it 3-4 weeks, hit the starter, literally just exactly the same as always. Just hit the button, boom, gone. So Suzuki reliability is there, perfect. Gearbox, absolutely slick as anything still, 3,500 miles. I know it's not a great deal of mileage, however, the gearbox is still beautiful. The clutch is still gorgeous, and that's one of the great things about it. It's just so smooth and so silky. Handling, the bike handles like an absolute dream. Yes, I do put a lot of that down to the tyres, but the tyres then open up the bike to be able to do what it can do, and it's fabulous, absolutely fabulous. It is a sports bike, out and out sports bike with a bit of touring capacity to go with it. Would I say it's a sports tourer? Yeah, I would. I think you could luggage it up, go out, go over abroad, go up to some nice twisty mountain roads, drop your luggage off at the hotel and then go and have a play on it. Absolutely 100%. Settings, not really adjusted them. I pretty much kept it in mode A, traction control 3, and that suited me down to the ground. When it comes down to it, the anti-wheelie kicks in just as it just pops off the ground, so you can just give it a fistful and you can go. And it is a very quick bike. Very quick. It is a 1000cc bike, so it is going to be quick. Would I recommend them to anybody? Look, at the end of the day, this hot start rattle is something that is across the board. So if it's something that you can deal with, and what I was going to tell you about as well, this bike that's gone to the instructor, it's now done well over 20,000 miles with no issues. It still does the rattle, but there's had no issues at all, because that's basically what they're waiting for it to show whatever it is it's going to be, because the bike gets used. Honestly, maybe it's just one of those things. Maybe it is the character of the bike, and if you can cope with that, then the Suzuki GSXS1000 GT is an absolutely stonking bike. It's got everything you could ever need. It's got as much power as you could ever need, and it's got usable power as well. It's 150 brake horsepower of power that's accessible. It's not like I've had 200 brake horsepower sports bikes and the power's not accessible for you. You can't use it, especially on the road. Don't get me wrong, the right guy on a track, yeah, he can. And I've always said that. Me on the road, I can't use it. But it also means that I'm using less of the power, because it's not frightening, it's uncontrollable power for the road. So you're using less than what you would use on the GT, because the GT power is fully accessible. And it's lovely and crisp. The exhaust note on it's stunning. Brakes are more than adequate. There's a lot of people saying not enough initial bite and everything. You grab an handful, it stops. It will just stop on its nose. But to me, that's a nice gradual. It's a good feel on the brake. It's a bit strange because I've got the fire blade. So if I go out on the fire blade and that just like snaps and it's got you, and then you jump on the GT and you put them on like I've probably been riding the blade, and it's like, but then you just realise, just put a bit more on. It's more travel, but the brakes will stop you. They are excellent. I've had it stood on its nose. So we had a car pull out in front of us and literally slammed them on with both me and Tez on it, and a top box full of stuff with coffee and locks and things like that, and it just stopped on a dime. So you've got absolutely no issues or worries or anything about the braking capabilities. So yes, I would recommend it. If you can put up with that hot start rattle, I can recommend it. I would. Well, we've had two, to be fair. We did feel we'd wish we hadn't sold the blue one and just kept that. I fell in love with the red colour. Because that didn't have any hot start rattles or issues or anything. So there are some that have got it, some that haven't. If you're buying a second hand one, test ride it. take it out, run it around, get it nice and warm, pull over, stop, just give it a couple of minutes, like let's say 5 minutes, however long it takes you to fill up, and then start it again. And if it rattles, it's got the rattle. If it doesn't, it hasn't. And it seems like the ones that haven't, it doesn't come back. It's like, I can't understand, the GX hasn't got it. There's nobody brought a GX back, because at the end of the day, it's not doing it. So somewhere in that engine is something. So guys, I'm going to leave you with that. That's our yearly or 1 year ownership review, and it's thumbs up all the way until you get to that rattle, and then for me it's thumbs down. Like I said, we have let it go. It's deal done, and moving forward, because I can't cope with that rattle. I know some of you guys are having similar problems, but I'm struggling with it. So hopefully yours hasn't got it, and you have many, many happy miles of motoring. Take care, everybody. Look after yourselves. Thank you so much for watching.